All right. The moment I knew that I was healing, recently on Independence Day, I decided to go out, essentially, by myself. And I ended up at the beach at like a park bench inlet. And before I arrived at that specific area, I was just walking around on the beach near the rocks and whatnot. And I saw just everything. I saw everybody sitting, people together, fishing, sitting in chairs, setting off fireworks and all that, laughing, and just enjoying each other's company. And for myself, I have a tendency to almost be too stoic, and stoicism isn't a bad thing. The problem is when you are hyper fixated on trying to be as stoic as you can be to the point where it comes to your detriment, where you're kind of just shelling yourself up. And how that can look for me is like me adopting a lone wolf type of mindset where I just kind of move individually on my own through everything. I can do well around others and in groups, but it's hard for me to stick around because I'm just so used to being a rolling stone essentially. But in this particular moment, when I was just walking, I felt just, a tinge of being alone. Not necessarily loneliness. I attribute loneliness and being alone to being two different things. Loneliness is just like the feeling that nobody has you. Being alone means you have yourself, but you're just not around others. So I was feeling alone in that instance, but then loneliness started to creep. So later, when I found myself sitting on that bench, I just started to feel everything hit all at once. Kind of just like a wave. That's how my emotional state functions. It's almost like a beach itself, funny enough. And the waves, they operate and come with high tides and low tides, meaning sometimes I could feel something more immensely at other moments. Sometimes it might dissipate once it crashes, but when it crashes, at times it can be overwhelming. And this is one of those moments where things did start to feel overwhelming. And the gate that I used to keep closed all the time, it just unleashed. And I felt everything that I felt. I didn't hide from it. I didn't try to rationalize it. I didn't do anything. I just let it go. And once it did, all the tears started to fall. The droplets that formed into my eyes, they just started pouring. And I remember myself crying not because of just only that moment, but for all the times in my life that I haven't, for everything, for things that I didn't even have the words for, but I just felt it all the same. It was everything. It was almost cathartic, so to say. Once I finished, though, I had a weird sense of relief, like being grateful for allowing myself to be with myself in this way, in this moment, and to allow myself to be present in that entire moment. And I remember telling myself that I got you, like telling myself I got you. And that reassurance was was everything that I needed at that moment because it reinforced the integration of my journey that I've been on, and it showed me that things will work itself out. And in an ironic turn of events, I found myself just laughing because I could envision myself, you know, later on in the future, looking back in this moment, just like, yeah, we were there, but we've gotten so much better now, and things changed for the better, and that feeling just stayed with me even to this day. And that type of clarity is so monumental because it doesn't leave; it remains. We all reside in states of being, so once that clarity arrived to me, I just could never foresee myself not remaining in it. And this is how I know I'm healing. Not because it didn't hurt, but because I stayed with myself through it. But that's my thoughts on it. What do you think? D Speaks. Talk to you in the next one.